Here's another way to write a compound inequality. We have two things happening here. We have negative 49 is less than 5 plus 9n. We also have negative 5 plus 9n is less than or equal to negative 31. So I'm going to rewrite those two inequalities. Negative 49 is less than 5 plus 9n, and we have 5 plus 9n is less than or equal to negative 31. Now we can solve this inequality the same way that we've been solving the inequalities up to this point. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, which would give me negative 54 is less than 9n. I'll divide both sides by 9. Negative 6 is less than n. And I'm going to rewrite that with the n, with the variable first. So n is greater than negative 6. So I can rewrite this. These mean the same thing. So these are the same. I just like to write the variable first because it makes sense for me to say the variable is greater than or less than a number. And I'll subtract 5 from both sides. I get 9n is less than or equal to negative 36. We'll divide both sides by 9. N is less than or equal to negative 4. So we have two things happening here. N is greater than negative 6, and at the same time it has to be less than or equal to negative 4. So greater than negative 6 is an open interval. Less than or equal to negative 4 is a closed interval. And because it's an and, it's going to be all of the solutions between negative 6 and negative 4, including negative 4, but not including negative 6. So not including negative 6 is a parenthesis, which is an open interval, and negative 4 is included. Therefore, it's a closed interval. And that's our solution. So here's one for you to try if you like. And then I'm going to do a third one that is going to be done just a little bit differently so that you'll have a choice. So here we have negative 21 is less than 3b minus 6 is less than negative 12. And actually, I think on this one, it wouldn't be a bad idea to show you that there is another way to do this. So I have negative 21 is less than 3b minus 6 is less than negative 12. So we know that this is an and. So we know two things. That we know that negative 21 is less than 3b minus 6, and at the same time, 3b minus 6 is less than negative 12. Well, instead of rewriting this as two inequalities, when your variable is only in that middle section, you can actually just solve this by doing what you do to one section of the inequality, you have to do to all three. So what you do to one part, you have to do to all three parts. So if I add 6, I have to add 6 to all three parts. So I'm going to try and isolate that b and, in a sense, solve for that b. That's going to give me negative 15. Negative 15 is less than 3b is less than negative 6. So see, I'm trying to solve for that b. Well, now I need to divide by 3. So when I divide by 3, if I divide the middle part by 3, I have to divide the part on the left and the part on the right by 3. Not a negative 3, just a 3. So divide the middle part by 3, divide the left part by 3, divide the right part by 3. Then we have negative 5 is less than b is less than negative 2. So that means b can be any value that is between negative 5 and negative 2, but not including negative 5 or negative 2. So not including negative 5, not including negative 2, but every value between. Therefore, our solution is an open interval, -5 to -2 with an open interval. So now that I've shown you two different ways to solve these three-part inequalities, you can solve this last one however you feel like you want to solve it. And then when you want to check your answer, you can press play. So the answer here, you should have gotten somewhere in your work. 4v is less than or equal to 16, but at the same time greater than -20, which would give you v is greater than -5, and at the same time less than or equal to 4. If you did this solving by two different inequalities, you would have gotten this solution right here. So v is greater than -5 but less than or equal to 4, and the overlapping region would be from -5 to 4, open interval on the left and a closed interval on the right. So -5 to 4.